got that one out of the way. Let's talk about the elephant in the room, guys. Have you been following the stonks?
Oh my god!
Wait a second.
Oh,
Oh man, I'm so glad I'm not an investor right about now.
or you should be sad because you couldn't be rich right now.
Look, man. Some of those. All right, man. So, Mexi, why don't you describe what's going on with the GameStop stocks right about now?
Okay. So, from my understanding, and this is how everything went crazy, was they announced earlier this year that the stock for GameStop wasn't valued correctly, and it was supposed to be like $20. So somebody, a big financial group, decided to short GameStop by a lot. I think it was like $65 million worth of shorting.
Yeah, it was like 120%, something like that.
That's everybody combined. But this one particular company, it was shorted $65 million or something like that.
Was it Melvin Capital or something like that?
Yeah. And then somehow somebody in Wall Street Bets, if you've never seen the subreddit, it's the best subreddit on Reddit. It's just memes. It's been memes for like 5 years. But somebody on Wall Street Bets noticed that they shorted it and like started rallying the entire subreddit to be like, well, let's just flip it the other way. And then they started doing calls on all that on the against the short. So it started raising the price of it. And then so what ends up happening is that all these people that have shorted GameStop are now trying to not lose money. So now they're buying GameStop stock. So it's increasing the value. So people who are really screwed are now extra screwed. So because like they're losing money.
They're not selling, right?
Yeah, they're not selling.
Yep. Yeah, so if you don't sell, they can't buy. So they're like losing money because people keep buying it, but they cannot get rid of your short side.
Yeah. So people who have shorts now owe money, but to try to save money, now they're buying the stocks so that they can gain money. So it's like an infinite, like constant shorting and buying and shorting and buying. So it's crazy. It's a really bad explanation. We'll probably link a good explanation.
Yeah, I'll post some good videos, but essentially the investors are. I mean, I'm gonna enunciate. Okay, and the most messed up thing about this is that, like, I think this morning, Robinhood and a bunch of other stock, I forget what they call them, platforms, started preventing people from getting rid of their stock. Right?
But you couldn't buy. Yeah.
You can't buy.
You can't. You can't buy, but you can sell. Yeah,
you can sell.
So that's
you can buy.
Yeah, and that's what's really messed up because all these platforms they're protecting the traders, right? Which is like really messed up. And an app like Robinhood, which is supposed to give money to the poor, it's like super ironic, right?
Well, so that's where the issue comes from. Because was it Melvin Financial or whatever?
Yeah.
They do like 40% of Robinhood's revenue.
No, so I thought it was Citadel. I think is the company.
No, I'm pretty sure it's Melvin. Well, sorry. I think Melvin is owned by Citadel, and then Citadel is linked to Robinhood, and they give them like 40% of their revenue. So people are angry at that because that's a conflict of interest, right? Because Melvin is losing billions of dollars at what's going on. They forced Robinhood, which is where most of the people who do trading right now go through. So it's like, okay, that's stock manipulation.
Yeah. So even like I think a bunch of people in the government are upset about this. So something has to happen, right?
Ted Cruz,
even Ted Cruz. Yeah, everybody's on the same side this time around.
No. But what's funny is AOC tweeted about it, and then Ted Cruz said, "I agree," which is everybody's like, "What?"
Never happened.
What?
Because I don't know if you guys seen for the last 2 weeks they've been on a Twitter fight. Like calling each other stupid, basically.
I haven't kept.
It's funny,
but I imagine it. So
this is what politics has come to.
Yeah, they're calling each other stupid back and forth, like for the last 2 weeks since January 6th. And then yesterday or today, they were like, "He's like, I agree with you." Like, what?
Subreddit brings them together.
Yeah, and it's gonna like. Have you guys watched the Big Short, the movie?
Yeah,
that movie is so depressing. I was very upset when it came out because like. All these people lost their homes, and like the people who really caused the problem, like they were fine. Like there was one guy in Wall Street that went to jail. Like now now the opposite is happening, and now that people with money are losing, like the rich people are losing money. They're like, okay, guys, let's change the rules of the game. This is not how you play. It's like, all right, guys, you can't have it both ways, but I guess you can if you have money. So I'm curious to see what the SEC is going to do about this, if anything.
Congress, there's a letter out there that Congress has asked the Justice Department to step in because of the way Robinhood did their blocking today. They're like, that's not okay. That's literally the opposite of what they should be doing.
Yeah, so we'll see. And I hope yeah, go ahead.
Well, they did send out an email this afternoon too. I haven't read the full thing, but I'm looking at it right now. They are going to allow limited. They say they're going to allow limited transactions tomorrow.
Yeah,
it's too late, I looked at the app and it does say you can buy now, but yeah, the damage is already done.
Yeah. So I mean, the thing was rising to the moon, man. The thing was skyrocketing.
It was like a 153 this morning, and I tried to buy it and I couldn't.
Yeah. So
I'm so sad. Because I was looking at this since the beginning, and I was like, $60 a share or something like that. And I was like,
I don't know why you didn't buy any. You saw it.
Sounded stupid.
I know, but you're like, it's what's $60, man? $60 is nothing. Like, I mean, it is something, but it's like, man, you're for the memes, for the memes.
Right, but like, I follow Wall Street Bets because I look at it all the time because it's funny. Like 90% of what goes on in there is memes. It's just people like memeing.
All the attendees. Oh, yeah.
And then all of a sudden they're like, we can do this, guys. We can manipulate the market in our favor.
Yeah. So, which is what Wall Street does. Like, and you know that some other brokery also started buying GME, not just Reddit people. Like, some rich person is buying a bunch of GME too. So
I'm sure Elon Musk bought a bunch of it because he was tweeting about it too. Like,
yeah, I'm sure he did. So it's like, but all this thing, like the crappy thing is that with this kind of stuff is it's a zero-sum game, right? Somebody needs to lose. If somebody loses, you gain, or if you lose, somebody's gaining. So it's not like magical money is created. It's like
I feel bad for all those billionaires.
No. Well, I mean, what if something like because Robinhood stopped all these things from happening, or like other people stop you from trading, maybe somebody's gonna be left holding a bunch of stock that is worth nothing, like some guy that is not. I don't know. They can figure out something out. So
that's why they're having class action lawsuits now, because they're originally, I think they just stopped all transactions. Like you couldn't sell, you couldn't buy.
Yeah.
And then they were able to sell, and now you can do limited buying, right? So I think a lot of people, because at the beginning of the day today it was like 400 or something, and people couldn't sell. Yeah. And then the stock dropped to 200, so people lost a lot of money, right?
Yeah. That's what I mean, right? So it's like if you can't sell it and you wanted to exit, then you're left with a bunch of stock, and they screwed you over basically. But they won't feel any repercussions over that. So I hope it doesn't happen. Man. But let's see. Maybe GameStop comes back. I mean, this is all inflated and fake, but GameStop is still on the dumps. It's gonna
imagine being GameStop. It's GameStop, man. Like, who?
I mean, the stores are still closing, so
like the butt of the joke in the end.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna make it anyway. I mean, Toys R Us didn't make it, so GameStop.
Sure.
Sadness. But anyway, by the time this comes out, this is all going to be resolved, I imagine. But it's interesting. If you guys haven't watched Big Short, it's a very depressing movie. But I think it's important to pay attention to these things, because sometimes people with a lot of money can do whatever the hell they want, and that's not cool. Not cool. There's rules, goddamn.
We're not savages.
I knew you were going there.
And with that, let's get into the book.